Hello, welcome to Simple and Smart Learning. You are with Tasneem Saifi and you're watching my channel Tasneem's Vidyan Shastra. So today in Inside the Atom, as you know, we have started with General Science Standard 8 and we have covered many more topics related to the textbook. So today we are going to study about the page number 31 atomic structure. As you know, we have already studied how the J.J. Thomson, Rutherford and Neil Bohr gave the details about the atomic structure. Now today, as you know, in atomic structure, an atom is formed from the nucleus and the extranuclear part. These contain three types of subatomic particles. So these three subatomic particles, how it is that we are going to see in details. So let's have and look over it. Now you can see in this picture the middle part, that is yellowish and bluish color ball like structure, that is the subatomic particle which is present inside, that is the whole mass is concentrated in the nucleus, and this particular part is nothing but the nucleus. The atomic nucleus is positively charged. Almost entire mass of the atom is concentrated in the nucleus. The nucleus contains two types of subatomic particles together called nucleons. So here the two particles are there, that is the protons and neutrons, where makes the nucleus. So what it is and how it is invented, let's have a detailed study. So here you will see the middle part, most important, that is the nucleus. In this nucleus, here the bluish color, in that the red and black color in the center, that nucleus, it is near about 10 raised to minus 12 centimeter, means it is very tiny, which is made up of the positively charged protons and no charge neutrons. Now this particular combination of protons and neutrons, they are similar, and similar in the sense equal in number, equal in magnitude, and this makes the nucleus. And overall mass of the whole atom is concentrated towards this nucleus. And here you will see this nucleus, it is made up of the proton, and these proton and neutron, in that the quark is present. So in this way, with the help of quark, neutron, proton, the nucleus is made up of. Now next, that is the nucleus. Here you will see how it forms, or what is the nucleus is from the Latin word nucleus, a diminutive nux. Nux means nut, meaning kernel, the small nut. Inside a watery type of fruit like peach fruit, the small nuts are present. On that only, keeping in mind, the name nucleus is given. In 1844, Michael Faraday used the term to refer the central point of the atom, and in this way the modern atomic meaning was proposed by the Ernest Rutherford. And in 1912 he gave the name, that is nucleus. The adoption of term nucleus to the atomic theory was not immediate. After long procedure, many discoveries, this name is given. In 1916, for example, the Gilbert Lewis, he stated his famous article, that is the atom and the molecule, and the atom is composed of kernel and outermost atom or shell. So in the shell is present surrounding the nucleus. This is what overall etymology of the nucleus, and in this way we came to know about the nucleus. Now in that nucleus, as we know, it is made up of proton and neutron. So let's have and look over the proton. Now proton is a positively charged subatomic particle, as we know already, it was discovered before. The positive charge on the nucleus is due to the proton, and proton is represented by the symbol P. As we know, each proton carries a positive charge, that is 1 electron, and this 1 electron is of 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. So the total positive charge in the nucleus is expressed by the unit E, Okay, electron. Its magnitude is equal to the number of proton in the nucleus. So the number of proton in the nucleus of an atom is an atomic number of that element and denoted by the Z. And this proton is approximately 1 micron or 1 Dalton. So what it is exactly? So here you will see the structure of atom. In that atom, the middle part, that is the positively charged particle, protons are present, and these protons are equal to the number of electrons. So proton, that is positive charge, and electron, the negative charge, both are equal. As we know that today in chemistry or in the history of chemistry, how the J.J. Thomson, he discovered the internal parts of the atom, and he told us that atom is not only sphere but the two charges are present, that is positive charge and negative charge, and in this way the proton and its charge was discovered. Not only this but electrons also. So with the help of plum pudding model of the atom, the positive and negative charge were discovered. So this is how the history begins. Now the word proton, how it came. So as you know that the proton is a Greek for first. Word pro means the first, and the name was given by the Ernest Rutherford in 1920. In previous year, Rutherford had discovered the hydrogen nucleus. He discovered the element hydrogen, in that the nucleus is present, and which is very light, very light, and that extract from the nuclei of the nitrogen. Here the protons were therefore a simple candidate or the fundamental particles, and hence building block of the nitrogen. So in this way the proton were originally considered the fundamental or elementary particles in the modern standard table. Now protons are classified as hadrons like neutrons, the other nucleon. So protons are composite particles composed of 3 quarks. In that the quarks are there, that we will see later on. So I hope you got the clear idea related the proton. Let's moving ahead, that is the neutron. Now in neutron you will see that in 1920 the physicist knew that most of the mass of the atom, which is concentrated at the center, and that central core contain protons. In 1932 James Chadwick announced that the core also contained a new uncharged particle, which is called neutron. The uncharged particle given by the Chadwick, who born in 1891 in Manchester in England, he gave the detailed study about the neutron. So neutron is an electrically neutral subatomic particle and is denoted by the symbol N. The number of neutron in the nucleus is denoted by the symbol N. So as you know, the atomic nuclei of all the elements except hydrogen with atomic mass 1 micron, which contains neutron. So the mass of the neutron is approximately 1 micron, which is almost equal to of a proton. So this is what about the neutron, and you will see here the Chadwick and the Rutherford, they both were working together on this particular topic. So neutron, as you know that what it is exactly. So it is a subatomic particle, and this particular protons and neutrons constitute the nuclei of the atoms, since protons and neutrons behave similarly. So this is how there is a discovery of neutron. Now here we will move ahead with the next, that is the part electron. Now these electron which are surrounding the nucleus, so the distance or the part between the electron and nucleus is nothing but extranuclear part in the atomic structure. So this extranuclear part, which is the empty space between the electron and nucleus, which is we have seen. Now the electron is a negatively charged subatomic particle and is denoted by the symbol E. Okay, so this is how the symbol each electron carries 1 unit of negative charge. So mass of electron is 1800 times less than that of hydrogen atom. So such a tiny particle, this electron, is there. Therefore the mass of an electron can be treated as negligible. As you know that electrons in the extranuclear part revolve in the discrete orbit. So electrons are moving in a orbit. See here, you will see how it is rotating, and which is, you can say, surrounding in an orbit to the nucleus. So the orbits being three-dimensional in nature, a term shell is used instead of orbit. So the energy of an electron is determined by the shell in which it is present. So number of electrons in the extranuclear part is equal to 0, which is denoted by Z. So this is how electrically charges proton and neutron are equal in magnitude, so they are electrically neutral. This is what a simple, you can say, detail about the proton and neutron and electron. During 1800, it became evident that electric charge had natural unit which could not be subdivided any further, and in 1891 the J.J. Thomson gave the name electron, who discovered the light particle which carried that charge. The name electron was applied to it. In this way the term electron came to us. And this is what the simple structure of an atom. In that atom you will see the nucleus and electrons are surrounded. This nucleus, which is made up of protons and electrons, and these protons which inside that is made up of quark. So this is what exactly the simple structure of quark. Now what is the quark? So here you will see the atoms are constructed of two types of elementary particles, electrons and quarks. So electrons occupy a space that surrounds the atom around the nucleus, and quarks make up proton and neutrons, which in turn make up an atom's nucleus. Each proton and each neutron contains 3 quarks. Here you will see U, D, D, U, U, D. So these are the quarks which is made up of inside the neutron and proton. A quark is a fast moving point of energy, and the yellowish color, the wire like structure, it is nothing but the gluon. So this is what the simple structure of quark given by the two well-known scientists, that is Murray Gell-Mann and George Zweig. So these two scientists, they introduced the internal part of the atom, that is quark. Internal means the internal part of the neutron and the proton, which is called as an quark. So in this way, one by one the small discoveries are there. I told you before only, this is a chain of scientists who all were working together, not at one place but at the different place, but this all combined, and today we are having the detailed structure of atom. Now if atom is there, electrons are there, then how these electrons are given position? Nucleus is fixed, in that protons and neutrons are there, but electrons are continuously moving, and how they are present? In one shell it is not possible to fit all the electrons. So that's why, as per Bohr's atomic model, electrons revolve in a stable shell. You know that we have seen the shell. These shells have a definite energy, and the shell nearest to the nucleus is called the first shell. So the next shell is called second shell. In this way, to this shell the names are given. According to the energy level, the shell and its naming and numberings are there. So nearby the nucleus, the first shell is known as K. The name is given K, and it is having the first energy level. Okay, then after that the shell is second shell, that is L, that is having the second energy level. Then M, third energy level, and n, that is the fourth energy level. In this way the shells are distributed, and these shells, on the basis of principal quantum number, the electrons are given the position. So according to this particular shells, the principal quantum number is working. Now what is this principal quantum number? So suppose shell, we will tell it as a n. n means shell, हम shell को नाम देते हैं n, and the principal electron shell. So n describes the distance of the electron from the nucleus. So you will see the K shell, the distance from nucleus, then L shell, the distance from nucleus, then M. In this way, how the shells, that the farther the electron is from the nucleus, the larger the size of the orbit. So orbit and the capacity of electron increases. How the shell increases. So larger the atom, n can be positive integer. So here you will see n is nothing but the number of shell. So the first number of shell n is k, that is 1, n is equal to 1. Then second number of shell L, n is equal to 2. Third number of shell, n is equal to 3. And fourth number of shell, that is n is equal to 4. In this way, the first principal shell is also called the ground state or the lowest energy state. So the first shell is having very low energy. So this explains why n cannot be 0. n कभी 0 नहीं होता, क्योंकि कुछ ना कुछ थोड़ी एनर्जी होती है. So any negative integer, because there exist no atoms with 0 negative amount, means किसी भी atom में 0 electrons नहीं होते हैं. At least it begins from 1 electron. That's why it cannot be 0. So this is what the simple principal quantum number. On that basis, now let's have an principal quantum theory and the number of shell. How the numbers are given. You will see in the first shell, that is K, the maximum capacity of electron is 2. In second shell, the maximum capacity is 8. Then 18, 32. How these names are given or how these numbers are given? पहले शेल में सिर्फ 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन रह सकते हैं, दूसरे शेल में सिर्फ 8 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स रह सकते हैं, 18, 32. So how this numbering is given? With the help of this column, that is the principal quantum theory. So this principal quantum theory, where K, L, M, N represents the shell, name of the shell. Then n means number of shell. So K first shell, L second shell, M third shell, and N fourth shell. Okay, now here distribution of electrons are done. So according to quantum theory, the number of shell is always multiplied by 2. And the number of shell, it is taken the square. Okay, so 2 multiplied by first 1, that is shell. So 2 into 1 square. In this way we are getting 2. Now 2 into 1 square, that is 8. 2 into 3 square. Sorry, in the second picture there is some mistake. 2 into 2 square. It should be 2 into 2 square. So it gives 8. 2 into 3 square, 18, and 2 into 4 square, 32. So in this way, if you will multiply the number of shell to the 2, we are getting the number of electrons. So this is what the maximum capacity of electron in that particular shell. So here you will see the first shell carry 2 electrons, second shell carry 8 electron, M third shell carry 18 electron, and N fourth shell carry 32 electrons. In this way it goes on. So this is what the simple process. And according to this process, then the different elements or the atoms, it is placed or given the position. So the hydrogen is a very light and first substance or the first element which is having only 1 electron. So the number of shell is 1 only, because only 1 electron is there. So this 1 means very low, and according to number of electron, the position is given. So hydrogen is always at first position. Why? Because it is having 1 electron. Then the atom which is having 2 electron at second position, so that is helium. Then the atom which is having 3 electrons, that is at the position lithium 3. And not only the number of electrons, depending on the number of protons also this numbering is done, because number of electrons and number of protons are always same. Remember, if there is one electron in atom, then there is one proton in atom. If there is 6 electrons in atom, then there is 6 protons in atom. So the numbering of electrons and protons are always same. So depending on this numbering, the name atomic number is given. So hydrogen is having atomic number 1 because it is having 1 proton. Helium is having atomic number 2 because it is having 2 protons or 2 electrons. Fluorine is having 9. So the atomic number is 9 because it is having 9 protons or it is having 9 electrons. Anyone you can consider, either proton, either electron. But for atomic number, we are writing that is number of protons. So in this way, how the number of protons or number of electrons increasing, the size and the naming and the position of the elements are given. So here you will see bromine 35. So position is 35. This is how the distribution of electron is done. I hope you got the clear idea regarding the electrons and the position. So this is what we have done here. I hope you liked this and you got the clear idea. Till then, Jai Hind.